Well, as you might have guessed it, Jimmy Kimmel's back in the news and back to TV, which part of me says I don't care. There's always gonna be talking heads, talking their BS. There's always gonna be that. I mean, if not him, it's gonna be a dozen others. But yeah, it's the principle of the matter. Let's get into this. Jimmy Kimmel was back on the air. Disney caves to progressive backlash, frames offending comments as insensitive rather than misinformation.
To me, he just wasn't that funny to begin with.
Oh, but of course not. But name one of those talk show hosts that actually was.
True.
They choose them bland. So Disney caved to the pressure from Hollywood activists and the royal allies, announcing that Jimmy Kimmel will be back on ABC's late night lineup just days after pulling the plug on his show. The Mouse House made no mention about the blatantly false claims Kimmel made regarding the Charlie Kirk murder suspect, but rather focused on the sensitivity and timing of his remarks. Look, he is stirring the pot. He is, with what he did, the only thing that's going to happen is he's going to ensure that there are more very violent acts such as that to occur. He's ensuring it.
Yeah.
He's going, he's pushing people over the line, going, it's your fault. Let's make this line a little deeper.
Yeah. And with Turning Point, that organization, there's still, I saw a snippet on the news where it said that they're still going to be going around to college campuses and things still, and with stuff that he said is just fueling the fire against them.
Okay, so it says last Wednesday we made a decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. They were so much worse than that. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached a decision to return the show on Tuesday. So, according to them, he just went up and like, hey, let's talk a little bit. And then it's like, here's your show back. It's all forgiven. It was just insensitive. I've also read that they don't plan on forcing him to censor what he says.
Well, they should.
Notice how Disney carefully avoids admitting that Kimmel's monologue pushed an unproven and demonstrably false political narrative about the suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination by framing the controversy as a matter of tone or timing. Disney is protecting one of its late night stars while ignoring the substance of the criticism. I mean, I could talk more on this, but this article, they got it down fairly good.
Yeah.
Kimmel told his audience that conservatives were desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
What?
He's basically saying this murderer was a right-winger.
Yeah.
And then everybody on the right is desperately trying to go, Okay. I don't know if he considered himself a right-winger. I don't know. But the fact he did it to protect his trans boyfriend speaks volumes. And the things he wrote on the shell casings, and the fact that he did murder one of the biggest voices for the right side, I think that speaks volumes in saying he wasn't on that side. I mean, he may have not been on either side, but his choices lead us to believe he was indeed a extreme leftist.
Yeah, about that, yeah, he was a radical leftist because his parents were conservative, but it's documented that they had all said that once he started going to college, his political views shifted drastically.
Yeah,
They
college is
noticed it.
a college is a fascist machine. I mean, I think it's apparent to everybody now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the time of Kimmel's monologue, law enforcement had released certain details, inscriptions on the bullet casings with anti-fascist messaging, and the accused lived with a romantic partner who is biological male and identifies as female, and early textual evidence indicating ideological tension. Okay, here's the thing. Generally speaking, I mean, yeah, I'll call the left fascist, but generally speaking, that's what they call the right. It's, it's not so much, oh, they were all calling each other. For the most part, they're comparing them to Adolf and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Going, they're fascist. And what they're doing is demonizing a political idea, which is demonizing more than half the country, to go, it's okay to knock them off.
Yeah. And the thing is what this man here is doing should be considered hate speech,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
he went.
You know, hate speech doesn't have to be to a certain skin color or this or that. Hate is hate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all he's doing is all he succeeded in doing is putting Mr. Kirk's family in a lot of danger.
Well, I want anybody watching this to understand I'm not doing hate speech. I'm not telling anyone to attack anyone. No, hell, I'm not even saying I'm left or right because I'm all over the place. But I will say right now, the right is looking a lot better than the left. Still, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to put a stake down, stake my claim. I'm one of these. I'm a person of morality and hopefully, critical thinking and common sense. Of course, everybody thinks they have that. Not everyone does.
But it just never ceases to amaze me when Mr. Kirk was um, unalived. He it brought out the most horrible behavior in people. I
As
mean,
in, if it sounds
doctors
like
and
we're speaking like toddlers, blame YouTube.
yeah, I mean doctors, lawyers, teachers, everybody,
They,
or a lot of people just went bonkers over this.
well, it was like uh that comedian, or that black comedian, had that hit show. Anyway, it's like he said, cowards rejoice when a brave man falls.
Yeah,
Anyway, the initial Jimmy Kimmel suspension came after backlash from affiliates, including the groups that distribute, like the ABC station. You know, they sub distribute it, like Nexstar and Sinclair. Uh, Regulator warnings from FCC, so they're like, "Hey, this is FCC, and you shouldn't be saying that." And public pressure. Now, see, there's a lot of these affiliates, uh, like Nexstar and Sinclair. Well, there's more of them, but a lot of them are going, we're still not going to show them. So they're like, he's back, but not for everybody. But anyway, pressure from Hollywood. Kimmel's reinstatement didn't happen in a vacuum. In the days following the suspension, celebrities and media figures lined up to demand his return. Open letters and social media campaigns framed the suspension as censorship rather than accountability. Are their memories that short? It would take a while to detail all the big names that have been censored, canceled, that they did. But the moment it hits them,
mm-hmm. Well, they canceled Roseanne Barr, and she didn't do nothing but make a poor joke on a tweet. A tweet. She didn't even get out
yeah.
in public and say anything.
And Gina Carano, I believe is her
Yeah,
name. Also
yeah.
her. I mean, if it weren't for Elon Musk, she went and fought back. most people don't have Elon Musk backing.
Yeah. But this is just ugly. This
So
is ugly.
Disney's choice to reinstate Kimmel while rewriting the suspensions caused shows where its loyalties lie with activist Hollywood, not with viewers demanding honesty. Disney has brought Jimmy Kimmel back, but their statement reframes misinformation as insensitivity. It's a subtle but deliberate shift in language meant to excuse Kimmel and appease Hollywood activists while ignoring the very real issue of falsehoods being broadcast on national television. Look, people, they say things about celebrities, they say things about politicians, but the moment after a real death and they're purposely spreading misinformation, knowingly spreading misinformation, and the ones who are knowingly celebrating a death, these people are sick. They have a sickness that's immoral. I would say it's illogical, but it's not illogical from the point of view of these people who eat it up, you know.
Yeah. There's something that's fundamentally wrong with their spirit to rejoice in something so horrific for somebody that wasn't even doing anything. I mean, they were
Look,
trying to.
there's voices out there that's much more harsh than Charlie Kirk. He was the nicest. You know, I didn't agree with everything he said, but most of it was like peace and love and acceptance. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, boom. What? What? Why? Why him? I mean, it would have been an outrage if they did it to anybody, but when they pick the kindest one to do it to, and they're like pigs and shit, just happy celebrating, woohoo, yay! Ah, this is
Yeah.
evil, evil,
All he tried to do was bridge the gap between the two factions and get them
and
talking with each other. That's it.
and to add insult to injury, they're like, no, it's been a few days. You can come on back and keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody out there, leave your thoughts and comments and a like and a subscribe. And I don't even know how this hype thing works, but that's an option. Yeah, do that hype thing too. But for this video, we're out later.